Welcome to the microKAST. Welcome to the microKAST.
Welcome to episode 3 of the KORG and Samson microKAST podcast. My name is Adam Whittle. I'm your host, joined today, as always, by Andy Lambskin Pullen.
Unbelievable. Hello.
I'm sorry.
It's gone straight in.
I do apologise. Andrew Pullen of Pullenshire.
No,
How are
Andy's
you?
fine. It's the lambskin. Let's just drop the lambskin.
Sorry,
It's fine.
sorry. Lambskin. And as always, the demigod, Luke Edwards.
Hello.
How are you? You sound very happy.
I am. I'm excited about a new podcast.
I'm not happy.
You're not happy?
No.
Oh, well, what's happened?
Well, we're normally either in KORG Towers or a nice hotel, and today we are actually filming from a very secret and special location.
That's one way of describing it.
We're actually filming it at Seacroft Holiday Village.
Yes.
You want to Google that and just see we're in a chalet.
And what a delight it is.
I feel that if I could commit murder, I'd probably have nicer accommodation than but no, we're supporting.
TV would be bigger.
Yeah, yeah. We are supporting dealers at a very popular keyboard event this week. So we thought we'd take the opportunity, as we're all together, to join you all for another episode of the microKAST podcast.
And we've got lots to talk
We've
about
got
this month. haven't we?
wowzers.
Yeah.
Right, so first of all, apologies for this being a lot later in the month, and I think that you'll find out why, because there's so many new things to talk about. But first of all, I've got some apologies to make.
Oh dear.
I know.
What have you done?
Well, first of all,
Is this the time and the place for this?
No, this is the time and the place.
Okay.
I've got an apology first of all to you, Andy.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let's do this then.
No, because last month I said that. Well, you said that the writings on the wall, the Sam Smith classic
Yes.
from the film Spectre.
Quick impression?
No, that's writings on the wall. That one was the first Bond theme to get to number 1, and I was like, "What are you on about? Rubbish." But it was.
In your defence, that is quite unbelievable,
Now,
isn't it? Yeah.
I am apologising in front of the millions of listeners, but I still think I'm right. I'm sure Google's
wrong.
Google's
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah. Google and history were lying. That's
Google
right. Yeah.
and
That's
history
fine.
lying. But anyway, so moving on, I have another apology to make, because I did mention last month that the guitarist who played on the original James Bond theme was called Mick Flick.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. Someone must have said it in a pub quiz or something. Oh no, this is Mick Flick. And you get, well, I would have got half a point because it's Vic Flick.
It's close.
Yeah, it's close. But I'm going to redeem myself. Or I'm going to try to redeem myself, because Vic Flick played on 7 different Bond themes.
Good knowledge.
Yeah. And do you know what amplifier he used for it? He used one of our amplifiers. He used the Vox AC15.
Yes.
So there we go. So
Yeah.
it brings it round back to us. So there we go. So I hope
The circle is complete.
I do apologise. There was,
We got inundated by tweets, didn't we?
inundated by
Yeah.
tweet. The other one was that I said that I think I must have mentioned that You Only Live Twice starred Roger Moore. I know it doesn't. I know it's Sean Connery, but I like that film.
You did also mention that Beetle Drive was fun. So there's
No,
also
but
there's
Beetle
one
Drive.
more.
No, I'm sorry. Beetle
need to
Drive
apologise.
is fun.
Okay.
Is it just
fun.
easier to say the things you got right last month? rather than
Probably,
things you got,
probably, you know. So that's. Sorry, I do apologise. So that's that bit out of the way. So anyway, moving on. New stuff.
Oh yes.
Yes, loads of new products announced this month. So where should we start? Where should we dive in with? Andy, what do you reckon?
Well, I think we should probably kick off. With the, so done. Has it happened already? Okay.
Let's edit that.
All right,
out.
okay,
That's
yeah,
dreadful.
All right. Sorry, we'll drop that. We'll drop the. Anyway, yes, we have the Volca Kick, which has arrived, haven't we?
We do.
We do. It's out in November, but we have an early sample, the only one in the UK, and it's with us at Seacroft Holiday Village right now.
And no one here wants to hear it, but we do. So we're going to play.
I
it for
really
you.
do.
Yeah.
Go on, let's make it happen. Make it happen.
Well, should we play it? What do you
don't know.
think? Should we give her like a
A teaser.
teaser.
I wish that the listeners could be here, because Luke's hand has been hovering over it. Every time there's a moment of silence, it goes over and then it's not happened. It's like the suspense is building.
Oh, you can give us a little blast if you want.
Okay, so this is what it sounds like.
It's brilliant.
I like that.
It sounds very nice. doesn't
So the Volca Kick. So what does it do, Luke? Tell me.
Okay, so this is the latest in our long line of Volcas it's becoming now. So it's the 6th member of the family, Volca Kick. It's an analog kick generator. And what's special about it is the fact it's got an MS-20 filter in it, which is amazing. So it's actually got one of the filters from the MS-20, the resonance fully cranked, so it's a pitchable filter, so we can tune the drums exactly as we want, and that's kind of forms part of the sound. But we can also then have different parts of the sound which we can control, like the click at the beginning of the sound, and also the thump, the kind of body of the sound, and then mold these together to make amazing kick drum sounds, but also basses as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, why would somebody then want to get that rather than a Beats? Say, what's the difference there?
It just really takes it to the next level. So on the Beats, it sounds great. Obviously, the kick drum, you've got control over the pitch, and you can change the click and the decay. But here, you've got so many more parameters that you can change. Like you've got an overdrive facility, you've got a tone control, so it's effectively again a filter over the whole sound. You've got more control over the envelope.
And you can pitch it so you can get almost like a tom effect, can't you?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. It's really the pitch is very perceivable, so you can really tune it quite high. You can also, again, crank that resonator to get that kind of zappy kind of kick effect as well. So
Cool.
you can take it way beyond the Volca Beats kick drum.
So obviously now with you having the very first Volca Kick to hit the UK, I would imagine we'll see videos appearing online very soon.
Yeah, there's already a couple out there. So just go to YouTube, type in Volca Kick, and you'll start seeing some nice
Wicked.
content.
Yeah, so this is due out in November, so make sure that you look out for that one. So it's a great product. And the next one, where shall we go next?
Well, should we jump to Samsung for a second?
Let's do a little bit of
sounds good.
Samsung. I mean, obviously some new products for them this month, which we did actually cover last month. So we had the drum mics. Obviously, we've spoken about them. We've got their new headphones. I've got a set on today.
Are they the ones with
What are they
You
made
ready
from?
for it? You ready? Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
That wasn't intentional, by the
Can
way.
I just have one little sub hit to lead me into this? Is that right? Just get on. Here we go. It's coming.
There we go.
Lambskin.
There we go.
There we go. It's done. Okay.
So they're made from lambskin, the Z55. So they're now available, and they're in stock. So there is another new product from Samsung this month.
Well, they've increased their Concert 88 range with a camera kit. So basically, it comes with a handheld mic. It comes with a lavalier as well. Rather than having a great big sort of chunky receiver that you plug into a desk or PA, it's a tiny little belt pack that you can send onto your mixer, and then at the other end you essentially have a little clip which will go onto your DSLR camera,
it's got like
your
a
handy
shoe
cam.
thing in it, hasn't it? So it slots into the top of your
That's
camera,
right, yeah,
which is pretty cool.
And that will slot into either a little camera mount. It's got a 300-foot range on it, which is fantastic. It's got 12-hour battery life, and it comes with 2 lithium batteries as well. So for all your 24-hour shoots, you're ready to go. Comes with a charger included. Comes with a fantastic little case.
See, that's what with Samsung, it's great. I mean, we've spoken about this before with obviously the whole Beetle Drive debacle in episode 1. But me when I was in retail, always thought of Samsung as being MI gear, music gear, but it's not, is it? They do loads of other things.
Yeah, they do lots
like
of solutions.
Portable PA, which you've
other
spoken
stuff.
about, things like this. So they really do. They've got lots of different applications, haven't they? Really. They can
Well,
fit
then
in
this is
different
about
markets.
half the value of what you would pay for some of the other very high-end things. So
Yeah.
this is around the £300 mark.
Which
not sure
reminds
exactly.
me, actually, I meant to say, I've had a message from Gareth. He did ask me, because he knew we were recording this evening, and he asked me to ask you, did you get out of your Lycra okay? Because I believe you've been doing, you and Gareth have been doing an aerobics conference or something. with Samsung.
It was Leisure Industry Week. And basically he's not seen the video yet. I might as well reveal this live to you. I have video footage to prove this as well. But and on the stall next to us there was a climbing wall, and basically you had to climb to the top of this 8-meter tower, and you got basically bungee cord and jumped off. And so Gareth, thanks very much. Basically managed to get the guys on the stand to entice me up there. So in the end I was then, okay, let's give it a go. And all these kids are climbing up there, and kind of, should we say, the older generation, they're getting up there fine. So I got harnessed up, started to try and climb up the climbing wall, got about 6 meters up, and realised I was incredibly unfit and fell off the wall.
Gareth's words to me were that
Twice, by the
There
way.
was a couple of old people with walking sticks.
Okay, no,
The
that was when he was looking in the mirror in the bathroom.
The walking sticks went down and they climbed the wall and got up and jumped. But
That
then
did happen, though.
when it came to you, it was like, I can't do it because I'm too unfit.
Literally, my hands gave up. I've got no core strength. I had tight jeans on, so I can blame jeans.
See, right,
I tried
yes.
with the boots as well.
Yeah.
But later on, one of the girls on the stand, who was one of the extras in the Wonder Woman film that's coming out soon,
Wicked.
she literally ran up the wall. She ran up the wall.
You ran up it.
She ran up the wall and she jumped off the top, and then she proceeded to laugh at me for about 5 minutes.
Nice.
And then couldn't understand why I wasn't able
Laughed
to do
at
that.
by
so,
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I've had worse days, but
It's obviously
not many.
So at the Leisure and Fitness Week. So what products did you have there on the stand for Samsung? Then?
portable PA mainly, actually.
course, yeah.
We had the Concert 88 stuff, but
Yeah.
there were some big PAs by other brands very close by, but we had music pumping through the XP800, and
Wicked.
it was
Nice.
it's one of those things that people just don't believe how good they are for the size and the power, the price. They're just phenomenal, so good.
So was Gareth wearing his mankini?
He was, yes, but they had to.
So that attracted quite a few.
Well, they
people.
they had to close the show on one that day, unfortunately. But it was mine that he borrowed. So
That
Very
just,
good.
just leaves me with horrific
It's not a
images
nice image, is
of
it?
Gareth in a
you
mankini
should see what we're wearing now.
and Andy hanging off a climbing wall
2 meters up.
by a woman, an Amazonian woman with Andy over. Fireman's lifting Andy off a climbing wall.
I have to say, as I fell off the second time and I'm sitting on the crash mat with a little girl waiting to go after me, there was a single tear that rolled down my cheek, realising I may well be past my best.
So that's Samsung. So that's the Concert 88 camera, and that's available now. And so moving on back to KORG, we've got another 2 products that are also coming out in November, following on from our very successful ARP Odyssey. We're now doing module versions of these.
Oh, yes,
These are available in 2 revisions. So you've got the Rev 1, which was the white, silvery white one. And then you've got
That one, yeah.
that one. Then you've got obviously the popular Rev 3,
Yeah.
which is the black with
Like an orange. Yes.
And they're due in November as well.
Yeah, so they're exactly the same as the keyboard version, just without a keyboard, and instead of the keyboard at the front, you've just got this really nice angled kind of front chamfered, if you will.
Oh,
Yeah.
chamfered.
Edge.
You've
And it's,
researched
and it's
that one,
got-
haven't you?
yeah.
Chamfered.
No, someone said that at BPM. I said, "Oh, that sounds
I'll have
nice."
that.
Yeah, I'll have that. Yeah. So yeah, it looks great, and they've put the logo on the front.
What you
as
need
well.
to do, Luke, is when you do a video on the Volca on the Odyssey module,
Yeah,
you need to get that in.
I will. I'll do my very best.
Look
to
at
do
the
that.
camera and point and go, chamfered.
We could try and find a chamferer to come in and explain what chamfing is.
Yeah.
So
So-
that's the Odyssey module. So they're available in November.
Hang
as
on,
well.
you can't move on yet because we've not said what's your favourite colour. This is very, very
Oh yeah,
important.
absolutely. Yeah.
This is a bit of a Back to the Future 1
Right.
versus Back to the Future 2 for me.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I like
Hey,
if like we've spoken before about Kronos, the Platinum Kronos, Chronai, whatever comes in, and you think, oh, it looks amazing, but it's not as good as a black one, is it? Now I know the black Rev 3 was the later model, but that's for me the one.
Yeah.
I like the one, but it is for me. The Rev 3 hasn't aged, and I know that sounds daft, but it still looks modern, whereas the one looks
It looks more
old-fashioned.
dated, definitely.
Looks like it's an extra off Aliens.
see, that's
something, or-
exactly why I think
No,
I prefer
that's
that
cool.
one.
Yeah,
actually.
no,
I do like the way you can see all the little sliders on the Rev 1. You can see the colours really clearly as well.
yeah.
That's quite nice.
This could go on for a long time. It is the
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2 thing. So you got Back to the
Yeah.
Future 1, which is the best Back to the Future film, but then you watch Back to the Future 2,
Country.
No.
and it actually turns out
see-
Back to the Future 2 is better. But then the problem is you watch 1 again, you realise that's better. The only thing we know is that 3 definitely isn't.
Yeah.
No, but you see,
You're going to
people.
say 3 now.
No, I'm not.
No, okay.
Absolutely
no,
not.
I personally.
Last podcast, if that happens.
No, my personal
microKORG.
favourite is probably the second one, but only because it was, I think, the very first film I ever saw at the cinema. So
right. That's
for a different reason.
Yeah,
but,
for a different reason. Yeah.
but I know from another podcast that I listen to that a lot of people prefer the third one, and I don't know why that is.
Really?
but they do prefer the third one. I forget.
Those would be the same
what it
people
was,
voting
what
for
it
Donald
was.
Trump, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, that's another story
Yeah.
altogether. But
Controversial.
so Rev 3 for me. And
I'm Rev 3 definitely. Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Rev 1, moving on
Ah.
to Rev 3 after maybe a year when I'm just fed up of looking
So
at
does
Rev 1.
Rev 2 not get a look in for any of
Rev
us?
2 doesn't get a look in for the
No.
module.
I know that for the module. I mean, for the as far as colour schemes.
I
go.
can't even remember what the Rev 2 was. No, the only
Was it-
reason
was it
being
black
is
and gold?
It's
or
gold,
black
the
and
gold
it's
one? Yeah.
gold, but we started after that was long gone, so
Yeah.
we missed all that fun.
Oh, of course, yes.
So
yes.
we didn't participate in that
Yeah.
action, Odyssey action. But obviously familiar with the Rev 1 and the Rev 3. So, last new product.
And what a new product it is.
Wowzers. So, where do we start with this? Shall we let's just say what it is?
Just say it, yeah.
'Cause I
Say it.
can't bring myself to say it. I'm
Say
so
what it is,
excited.
come on.
Go on, say it.
Go
Say it.
on.
Say it.
Now, first of all,
He's not saying it.
it's an addition. So this is not replacing anything, and I
No.
like that because it's making what is an already amazing range even better.
Yes.
And this product is microKORG S.
Yes. And what is the S for?
Well, tell us, Luke. Why don't you tell us?
Sport
Well, I'll tell you
edition.
what it is.
Sport edition.
The
yeah.
Sport edition.
Yeah.
Supercharged.
Yeah.
Supercharged.
It's injected. Well, it is sort of injected because it's injected with 2 more banks of sounds for a start. So
Well, I mean, look, the first thing, right, is how cool does it look?
it looks amazing. I've got it here in front of us. We're just admiring it now.
It's just arrived, and we've got it, and here it is. So, obviously, you can't see it. We can. But,
Look it up now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great. It's got lovely, beautiful wooden panels. It's all about the wood.
Yeah,
And it's in like a white, creamy white.
It's definitely
Succulent
just
finish.
off white, isn't it?
Yeah.
It could have.
it is beautiful.
For such a classic, it really could have been one of those. Oh, why have you
What
done
have
that?
they done?
But they've absolutely, it's lovely.
They've nailed it.
It really
They've
is
nailed
awesome.
it. Yeah, it's just, it looks great. The design of it's exactly the same as the original, obviously different colour. But as I said, you've got twice as much memory, so you've got 4 banks now. Before you had banks A and B, but now you've got A, B, C, and D. So bank A is a brand new bank of sounds. B and C are the originals, and most crucially for me, bank D now is completely blank. So they're all
your own-
initialized
your own
sounds. Yeah,
sounds
put your
in.
own sounds in, so you don't have to overwrite the presets
That's cool.
anymore.
That's great news because that
But-
was a real complaint for people.
But
for
we've still not covered what does the S do?
it's
No.
supercharged. Which I
No,
said,
no, well, it
no.
is,
It's
but
more
it's
sporty.
better than that. What it's also got built in it is speakers.
Yeah.
Speakers.
Now, what's really cool as well, from when I saw it for the first time when we were at BPM, is that there's no speaker. It's weird. There's no grill.
No.
The
There's
speaker.
no grills anyway.
No.
Yeah, comes through the noise. The sound comes through the keyboard.
Yeah, it's an incredible
It's
design.
really,
it's like a feat
weird.
of engineering. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds.
And the volume on it,
Ah,
it's just ridiculous.
It's
when you compare it to some of the other stuff out there of this price range and size, you can't really compare it. It's just so much louder. It's ridiculous.
So I mean, so check that one out. That's coming out in November as well. So November, I expect to be another busy month.
It will be very busy. Yeah.
So yeah, the microKORG S. There it is.
Go and check it out.
Go and check it out. So again, there'll be videos, I would imagine, that are popping up online all over the place. And obviously, when we talk about the video content later in the podcast, all these products have new video content out there.
Absolutely.
I think we've all tweeted about them, and KORG themselves have tweeted about it as well. So check those out. So there we go, new products. Wow,
Yes.
it's a mega month.
It's been an amazing month. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you had a chance to have much of a do? Have you had a go? Have you had,
But on what? On the,
Have you had
on the
much of a
micro,
do? Yeah.
On the micro, yeah, it's brilliant.
yeah.
The new bank of sounds. Somehow they've managed to keep that character of the original microKORG, but update it as well.
Yeah.
So, but people are still big fans of the original presets, which is why
Well,
they've left those in there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you saying that it's the same sound engine as the MS2000.
Correct,
Which,
yeah.
how much was the MS2000 when that was released?
You probably know better than me. 'Cause
I
you've
think
probably
I
selling
might
them.
be wrong, but was it about 1,200 quid?
It would have been
Probably
And
over
the
a grand.
module was
yeah.
a grand, I think.
Yeah.
I
It was
can't
phenomenal
remember.
engine as
Yeah.
well.
And
It's
it's that in that,
Yeah,
and it's just
so
like,
powerful.
So obviously that runs alongside the standard microKORG, the XL Plus, and now the microKORG
S.
S. So
So it's a trio of them now.
and it is a case if you've never owned a synth before, you need this in your life. And if you've owned many synths, you need this in your life.
Yeah,
The speakers as well, I was going to mention, you're saying about where the speaker placement, you find when you're actually playing the keys, if there's a bit of volume coming out there, you almost get like feedback through the keys,
you
get
some
the
nice, kind of
feel
feedback.
the sound.
You feel it, yeah.
Because it's not just two speakers, is it? Is I'm right in saying there's a sub in there? Like, you know, to a degree, there's a sub.
There's a clever speaker design which incorporates the sub as well, so you do get a really nice, again, for the size of it, you get an incredible bottom end from it, so yeah.
Yeah, is it Vox technology that?
Apparently they've shared some technology with us, which has enabled us to facilitate this. Yeah,
excellent. So
which is why it's so much better than
some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
won't go,
check
we won't
those
go
out.
there.
We won't do that. No.
Yeah.
So
They're
yeah,
them.
so that's November. November. So are we having a brew?
A brew. We can have a brew.
You know, we're at Seacroft Holiday Village.
Yeah, we've got to do it.
You know, got to have a brew. Keep saying. So that brings us to the end of part 1. So we shall see you very soon. You nearly caught me then. Doing a gladiator impression, not the Russell Crowe version.
Father to a murdered son.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
It was Luke.
Beautiful mind.
Gladiators ready. Yeah, and then you press record. Nearly,
Is that the
nearly
Spanish
caught
version?
me out then. Yeah, the Spanish one. Yeah, I can't do accents. I've tried for many times. I can only do Blackburn. That's it.
Can you do Irish?
I can do.
Oh no,
I can't
there
do
is
that.
one word. No.
I can do lambskin. That's about it.
Essex. You've
Send the
got
boys round.
you have the Essex accent, I can hear.
Yeah, that's so, yeah.
Impressive.
Anyway, so welcome back, part 2, episode 3, KORG microKAST podcast. So, BPM. We were at BPM the other week, which was pretty cool.
Well, we were, but Andy just turned up.
Well,
at the end,
we
didn't he?
were.
Yeah.
Andy turned up when he felt like it. Rocked up on last day.
That's how I roll.
Because the idea, if you remember, was that we were going to do it live from BPM, this podcast, but unfortunately, we can't do it without Andy.
No.
We just don't leave a man behind.
No, and I'm unfortunately, it was my brother's stag do. Anything else, and I would have been there.
No, I'm sure you would.
But
no, that's fair enough.
What did you do? Man as well,
what did you do?
We went to Nottingham. I went go-karting, and it was one of the most fun things I've ever done.
Have you never done it before?
No,
Oh,
I
it's
never
good
have.
fun.
Cool.
I once went go-karting. I'm going to shout him out. A friend of mine, John Wood, went to a friend of mine's stag do, go-karting. And as he was driving round, he was sick in his helmet.
Oh.
What? And he crashed.
Wow.
Literally splattered all over the visor and he couldn't see.
Oh no.
It was rank. It was pretty horrible.
It was rank. Was that,
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So hello, we've got
we've got a
joining
special
us.
guest.
A special guest. It's Pete.
Hello.
How are we?
I'm alright.
Yeah. This is Pete, one of our demonstrators. He's
What's
come.
occurring?
What's occurring? Not a lot. Not a lot. We're on part 2. Pull up a chair if you want to join in, or are you getting showered and ready for your concert? He's coming. He's joining in.
Oh.
Just have a minute.
He's
We
gonna have
like
a
it.
minute.
Wow.
So
Right.
pull your mic over. Let's get these. Shall we pause and get Pete
Yeah.
on, and then we'll come back. We'll
Yes.
be back in a minute. Ta-ra. So we're back. Part 2.5 of episode 3, the KORG microKAST podcast, where I've been joined by a special guest, Pete Shaw. How are you?
I'm alright, mate.
Here he is, Pete Shaw, one of our demos. Tell us what do you do for KORG, Pete?
Oh, what do I
What
do?
don't you do?
Well,
That's more like it.
Yeah.
thank you very much. Well, I sort of a professional keyboard player, and I've been playing KORG keyboards since the sort of 70s, really.
Yeah.
1976, I had my first KORG
There you
keyboard.
go, wow, look at
And mini KORG 700.
We've
it was.
done that.
Oh well, 2 episodes ago, that's what we did our chronology on.
Ah, okay. And I sort of had all the different synths throughout the years,
Yeah.
M1, T series, at O1W and
Wicked.
Trinity Triton, and now of course I'm working for KORG, sort of playing the PA series of a range.
So
of
you've got a Kronos as well that you use.
Kronos
when you're gigging live?
73 at the moment, yeah.
That's amazing. So when did you start playing keyboard then? Tell us a bit about. Let's find out.
Pete's life story.
Get out the red book. The real Pete Shaw.
This is my life. Yeah, I started at the age of 4 back in 1964. Really, my dad was a professional keyboard player, organ, piano, and stuff. And I used to stand at the top end of the keyboard and like sort of copy what he was doing with his right hand. And I sort of started going for lessons when I was 6, and then I stopped having lessons when I was about sort of 14ish really, and I got a job in music shops back in 1977 selling organs and keyboards. In Bolton.
Bolton.
You will know that very
certainly
well.
do.
Adam,
Certainly do.
you know, being a northerner like myself.
Yeah.
And
See, it's great this, because normally I sit on this podcast, Pete, and I'm sat here with these two southerners, and all they do is they take
He's
the
normally
mick.
outnumbered.
They take the mick out of my voice.
Yeah,
and it's
there's
great.
there's nothing worse, is there?
There's nothing worse.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
This is going to take longer to translate with two of you.
So and I started sort of playing in the clubs in 1975, local working men's and labour clubs and stuff like that.
Cool.
And sort of started on organ and I'd started adding keyboards when I was sort of 16, 17, and I ended up with 7 keyboards on stage.
Look at that.
And
7.
I'm now back to 2 now, of course, because the KORGs are so efficient and
Yeah,
variable that who needs 7 keyboards anymore? Where you can
7.
split a
What did
keyboard
you
16
like? You've only got
times.
2 hands. What did you use 7 keyboards
Well,
for?
I was a bit of fancying myself as a bit
Yeah.
of a Rick, you know.
Yeah. Excellent.
That was Rick with an R there. Just
So were there any KORGs in the mix then in those days?
Yeah, Mini KORG 700, and I had a PE 1000 brass ensemble, which you probably won't know because you're not old enough, boys. Yeah. And it had like sort of brass and strings on it, and I used to put it through like an echo unit and do all the old sort of 70s synthy type sort of songs, you know.
Wicked.
There you go. You see, so it's great having you on board.
Oh,
so
thanks,
thanks
mate.
for joining in. So
Yeah.
Luke, you can go now.
you're done now, Luke. No, we need Luke. We need Luke because Luke's got some important things to tell us about some of the things that we got up to at BPM when Andy wasn't there.
Yeah, he didn't turn up.
He didn't turn up. So BPM, Luke. So you did some videos for Sonic State.
Yep, that was on the Monday. Sonic State turned up, Nick from Sonic State, and he filmed me talking about Volca Kick and microKORG S, and also the new Odyssey modules, which we
Wicked.
talked
And they've
about
had,
earlier. Yeah,
is it 16,000 views
the
already?
Volca Kick one's had a lot of views already. Yeah, so there's obviously a lot of interest in that.
Yeah.
Judging by that.
So you think it's the
amount of
product,
viewage.
then not you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's me, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So that's really good. And then obviously Tony Horgan joined us. Now I must make an apology to Tony Horgan because I did say that his amazing Volca FM guide was $7.99 last month on the podcast. And although, you know, that's still very cheap, it's actually even cheaper than that. It's £4.99.
Bargain.
So take your plastic fiver, yeah, put it in your bank, use your phone and get on iTunes and buy it because it's $4.99. He's amazing. So, and he's obviously, we also mentioned last month that he tweeted that he was going to be doing a new guide, but he said he didn't know which model it was for, and he's announced the model.
He did a cheeky little tweet the other day. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
I saw that. I've just retweeted it as well.
Oh, cool.
And he's doing it, of course, on the new Volca Kick.
Yeah, so I think he's hoping to have that available for when the Volca Kick actually ships, which would be brilliant. So anyone who's got one on order or is looking to get one, they'll be able to get this guide at the same time and right from the beginning, which has never happened before with these guides.
No, and there's one in the country at the minute, and it's sat on our desk right here. So we have got the Volca
Yes.
Kick. So sorry, Tony, you'll have to wait.
He is
For now.
frantically waiting for me to send it to him. Actually,
yeah, I'm sure he is. Another thing, Luke, that you've been doing this week, you've had this month. I believe you were stuck in an aircraft hangar with Queen.
I was. Well, it was actually Queen X, which is kind of, I don't want to say their tribute act, but it's the act that's specially endorsed by Queen. There was like there's a X Factor type TV program in the States.
A Mexican drug lord arrived outside.
It was actually the pizza delivery man just ringing the bell.
Hello.
The timing of it.
Yeah. So what were you doing in a hangar with Queen X?
Okay, so I was on my holiday. The keyboard tech from Queen X rings me up and says, "Oh, we've got a big problem. We're going on tour in a couple of days to Europe, but we've lost all of our samples
Nice.
out of the Kronos and all those famous kind of bass lines from like Radio Gaga and all those other sounds. They couldn't have done the gig without them. So,
Jeez.
so I met them there in this air because the problem was that all the gear had already been packed up, ready to fly out. So I had to meet. That's the reason I was in Heathrow in a hangar. Basically, they had to just get the Kronos out of the flight case, remake some samples, reconfigure some stuff on the Kronos, and then pack it up, and then off it went to the gig. So that was interesting.
Cool.
Did you want to break free afterwards?
I did, yes.
Have you ever had any near misses, Pete, like that, where things have crashed on you and your 7 keyboards gone down on a gig or whatever?
Very rarely, because I always keep my gear in really
There you
tip-top
go, you
condition.
see.
You know, soldering iron at the ready, the whole thing.
You had an interesting occurrence with the sustain pedal recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I was halfway through a concert.
I remember
and,
that.
We think someone actually sabotaged the polarity of the sustain pedal, and I was trying to play "You Raise Me Up" with the sustain on when my foot was off, and the sustain off when my foot was on. That was quite funny, and I was trying to sing it at the same time. That wasn't funny at all.
But you managed to salvage it, didn't you? You did well.
Well, you know, the
True
old-
professional.
Ever the
the
professional.
old pro. Yeah.
Indeed. True professional. So then next week, we've got another event. We're at Synthfest, which is next week.
Yeah, it's in Sheffield.
Sheffield, that's right. So I've never done it. I don't think you've done this before. Either of you.
I think this is a new event, actually.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So did you know anything about it at the minute? All that I know is just we're all turning up with loads of gear and we're making loads of noise.
Yeah. I think Andy's got a bit here on his phone about it.
Yes, it's been set up by Sound on Sound, and the idea is that synth companies of all shapes and sizes can just bring along and show off their toys, essentially. So it's at the Octagon Centre.
What,
in
you can
Sheffield.
bring up, so you can bring your toys with you?
Your synth toys.
All right, so
Your fun things. Your
get out my
analog
Millennium
goodies.
Falcon and me
You
Star
could
Wars
bring that along.
toys.
You could do that.
We're not going to complain if you do bring those.
No, true.
I'm guessing a lot of the people coming would like that stuff. to be
Yeah.
fair, so.
Yeah.
So that's next weekend, Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, 11 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Wowzers, long day. So what time are we on now? Pete, you're gigging soon. You've got a
I
gig.
am, yeah. I've got a big.
So you need to go and have a shower, man, and
Jazz
get
night tonight.
jazz night. So Pete does at these this event that we're at this week. Pete does a legendary. I'm going to say the word legendary because it's legendary jazz night.
Yep.
Where 10:30 you entertain the crowd with a bit of sexy jazz.
Yeah, and then we'll
Yes.
party up. a bit
Party
later
up,
on,
right?
you know,
Yeah. Get
bit-
some tunes on, get them dancing and all that.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Why not?
Excellent.
Yeah. Are you on the first on the floor, right?
It depends how quick we can get this podcast finished.
Yeah.
To be honest, so I'll do my best. I'll put my frock on and
We'll be there, don't
Yeah, good
worry.
man. I've
be
seen
down.
you in the
We'll
frock
be-
before.
we'll-
Yeah, good man. Yeah.
get my party clothes on and we're down and we'll cheer you on. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorted.
But thank you very much for
No
joining
problem.
in.
Yeah,
what a nice surprise that
really,
is.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Let's-
So obviously we're spoiling the illusion that we're all sharing a chalet at Seacroft Holiday Village. So we'll let
Yeah.
you go and get showered and changed.
Okay, mate. Yeah, I'll
Get
put
your
the lock on
tux
my
on.
door. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very much, Pete Shaw.
All right, see you
That's
later.
great. See you soon. So we'll be back shortly for the next part of microKAST. Welcome back to part 3 of episode 3 microKAST podcast. So, here we are, back again.
Here we are.
So it's great having Pete then. That was a
Yeah.
nice little
That
interruption.
little spontaneous.
He'll probably come back in a minute with his glad rags on,
He
going
will,
out
yeah.
to his,
Fall over another chair.
going out for his jazz night. So this is the next section of the podcast where we talk about videos. So obviously the first thing about videos for this month is that we've had Tony Hogan do some live video stuff at BPM.
Yeah, he
So-
did a couple of videos. He did one sort of sneak preview video on the Volca Beats,
Yep.
where he just sort of, it was really just a first look, and he played some of the patterns on there and stuff. that's already had quite a lot of viewage
Cool.
already. And
Sorry, go on.
yeah, and then he did another video on the stage where he did a little performance.
Ah, right.
that
I've
was
not
cool.
seen that one yet.
Yeah, he's tweeted that, and it's on YouTube anyway.
Yes,
so
I
check
know
it.
I've retweeted it. I must watch it. So yeah,
Yeah.
everybody needs to check that out. So then on the KORG YouTube channel, we've had a few this month. We've had the first thing, obviously, massive announcement this month was the iPhone 7. Not for
Yeah.
KORG, but
Yeah.
for Apple. And obviously, one thing's missing from the iPhone 7.
Yeah, in their wisdom, they decided not to put a headphone jack on it.
Yeah, that's very true. So
Yeah.
they've got rid of that. Outrage to the
Yeah.
internet. But
Yeah.
we've got it. Obviously, we do a product called the plug key, and we've given already straight out there is a solution for anybody that's got an iPhone 7 that wants to use a plug key. So that's really cool. We've also had some Rick Wakeman videos talking about using a Kronos in preparation for gigs that he's doing and that kind of thing. So that's cool. Obviously, Volca Kick, analog kick generator video is out there already, along with the microKORG S, and there's some art videos for the module. But then there's some other products that we don't really talk about, and I think we should maybe look at them maybe next month, because they're not really. We don't sell those products, do we, Andy? So they're not our field of expertise. So
No,
I think
not
we
really.
need to.
Very interesting,
Because
though.
obviously we do all the keyboards and the DJ gear and all that kind of thing. But obviously KORG are very, very successful for tuners and metronomes. And there's some big products launched this month. So I think we'll probably do a bit of research about them and maybe mention that for next month. But in a nutshell, what they are is, first of all, there's what they call a sync metronome. Which what I believe is it's great for if you're
Is
playing
that for
in a-
washing up? Is that
No, it's even better than that.
Oh, okay.
It's if you're playing in an orchestra.
Right.
You can all wear a metronome. They sync together.
That's fantastic.
So it's it's really, really clever when you think about it. So obviously from that, because of the sync aspect, they've done you'll love this, Andy. They've done
He looks enthralled.
no, seriously. They do. They've done now a sync dancing metronome.
I'd love to dance. Wow.
No,
okay.
seriously, it's for people who are into ballroom dance and any kind of partnered dancing, because when you're learning your steps, your 1, 2, cha-cha-cha and all that,
And all that, yeah.
the problem is you're driven by one person's tempo. So if you've got a metronome in that gives you these steps, that's the idea. So we'll look into that for
Yeah,
next
okay.
month.
Well,
There's
it's-
also a
So,
golf. Isn't there a golf
There's a
one as
golf
well?
one as well.
Which is really...
What's that?
and
What's
it's
that
called
called?
stroke rhythm.
So the stroke rhythm, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
an in-ear golf metronome.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Are you
those
actually serious?
No, seriously.
Wow.
Seriously.
Well, apparently,
Um,
like professional golfers and other sports, and apparently, if you actually rehearse to a rhythm, it kind of increases muscle memory. True story.
Right, yeah.
I heard that.
There you
It
go.
makes sense. It makes total sense.
Yeah,
I
so-
heard that from a golfer while I was playing football golf while I was on my brother's stag do while you were at BPM.
So it must be true.
It must,
must
be
be,
true.
yeah.
So that we'll maybe look into that and do a bit of a feature. I think next month on tuners and metronomes. And then the other videos that have been out this month, we've got some tutorials about KORG Kronos, master and total effects videos. Those are quite cool. So there's quite a bit of activity going on the KORG YouTube channel. So that's definitely worth checking out. So that's the video section, and then we move on.
We move on.
We move on to one of my favourite topics of the month, as always, KORG Kronology.
Oh,
now,
fantastic.
Oh.
no, it's good. No, I always like it because what people probably don't realise at home is that Luke doesn't tell us what products he's doing.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise every
Yeah.
time, and there's going to be one day when he does the wave drum, or he does the KORG Karma, or he does the MS2000 or whatever, and my head's going to fall off because those are the ones I'm asking for. But
Yeah.
You
They'll
can-
come.
so
don't worry.
this week could be that week, so
could be.
I'm tempted to give a drum roll and get excited.
Well, rather than the drum roll, why didn't you sing that jingle that you made up for it? Because the Kronology jingle that you were singing.
Which one's that?
That you were singing it earlier. I'm sure it's.
No, you're trying to catch me out here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
I
I
can
must
make
have-
one up if you want.
I'd like that a lot.
I think we should
Yeah.
have a jingle.
we
should
need
have
a
a jingle.
jingle for it.
Chronology
Yeah.
with
Radio
Luke.
2
Something
style.
like
yeah.
that.
I'm thinking maybe using like the Pearl and Dean theme. The old
Yeah. Yeah.
one.
The,
But
Yeah.
the Luke with no, that won't work.
Chronology.
Chronology, too many syllables. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Well,
Okay.
I
We'll
think
come
we
up with
should.
something.
I think we need to
Yeah.
do something.
Next
I think it
month.
needs to be silky smooth.
Yeah.
Chronology with Luke.
It sounds like
You know,
the
like
Neighbours or
N-
something.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
no, that's what it needs to be. Something cheesy. You know. Something
When
like
good
Alan Partridge would
chronology
have.
becomes good to listen to. Anyway, sorry.
It needs some
Jingles.
work.
Back in the room.
I
Yeah.
tell you what, you know, a friend of mine is a jingle writer. I'm not going to
Okay.
ask him because he'll charge us a bomb. But he's been extremely successful, particularly with a well-known supermarket chain.
Oh, really?
And he could actually retire because he's earned that much money.
Free
And-
food as well, probably.
No. It was a well-known supermarket. I won't go into detail with it, but it's a very lucrative business. Is the old jingle writing?
Yeah, it can be.
Do you have
things
any
like that.
favourite jingles, Luke? That's
You must have written a jingle, surely.
but just
with
imagine-
your
just-
playing
but-
ability to
No,
have
but
not
just
done
imagine who invented that bloody McDonald's thing. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
How much money from just doing that?
Or just the whistle.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
much money must that person have made?
A lot.
A lot of
Yeah.
money. Do you have any favourite jingles?
More
Andy?
money than you can imagine.
I like the old do. Not sure what it's for though, so it's probably not good. No, I think is that
Intel,
That's it.
Intel,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
quite nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing here in my car. It's a song.
I also like that. So I like to combine the two and have like an 8-bit version of that. Except it was an 8-bit. That's fine. There were many bits.
Have you got any
I don't
favourites?
ever got any favourite jingles. There's loads. I mean, everyone's. I mean, if you think
I like the
about
Slinky jingle. If you remember that one, that was good.
yeah,
You've got to get a Slinky.
Oh.
Everyone loves a Slinky. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's actually the Slinky jingle or if it's just from Ace Ventura. Regardless, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
I like it a lot. There's also I had one in the head, and it's gone. Can't be that good then, because I forgot it.
Very memorable.
One of your mates.
I don't really tend to listen to. Well, obviously you do. You know, like that's the KORG one. What's that one? That's the
Real Thing.
Yeah, that was the '80s one.
Yeah.
That's a great song. That's on my power ballad car playlist.
There's the Christmas one with Santa truck, isn't there?
Yeah, holidays
okay.
are coming.
Yeah,
Oh, it's the real thing. That one.
yeah.
Is that what you just
Yeah,
said?
that's
the
your-
80s.
yeah.
There's
Yours was
one
a much
now
better
in
version.
there. I'm sure there is, but anyway, there's loads.
Did you
out
just
there.
look for the jingle on the can of Coke that's in front of you?
You really just
just in case they'd written down the notation of the jingle.
Got the score on there. Yeah.
No, I thought it might have like
1-0.
I thought it might have a slogan, you know, and I'd remember it from reading the slogan because that's what a good jingle.
real
does.
thing is
No,
the
that's what,
slogan.
yeah, that's what a good jingle does.
It does.
You know, you think of
But we just can't remember any of them.
I'm loving it, and then you get I'm loving it in your head.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can't believe I can't think of Green Giant. Remember that
Yeah.
one?
Green joy.
There you go. You see?
And it's did. Anyone?
What's
No?
that one?
It's just it's the rhythm of it. It's on the advert. There's no pitch to it. What's it? What's that one?
Asda.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway,
Other supermarkets are available.
so there you go. So remember that
generally
my
nicer
friend
food from
made
the
an
other ones
awful
too.
lot of money from writing a very well-known supermarket jingle. But anyway, so
But you can't tell us what it is. That's like teasing us.
well, Andy might have just done it, but who knows?
Oh, right.
Really?
Let's move on.
Wow.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, so we'll do a jingle. I think we should.
We do need one for
I think we
chronology.
need to do one.
Yeah, we
Shall
do.
laugh.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll look
I
at
think-
that for next time.
How about let's put this out there now. All three of us are going to do a jingle, and they'll all be played, and we'll have a little vote for who does the best jingle.
No, I don't like that.
Okay, that's because
No.
I've already won. That's fine.
Why?
Okay.
What would your
Let's
jingle?
go.
What would yours be?
I'm not going to throw it out there if we're not going to play. but trust me, that some efforts will go into this if we're going to do that.
Okay. Well, if you want to do a jingle,
Well, I
feel
don't
free.
have a product to play it on. I haven't got anything. You've got what? You've had a microKORG S. You've had a Kronos. I've sold all mine.
I've just got everything really. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to have words. I need to get onto Ian and
You do
see.
need to sort it
I still
out.
haven't got me Volca sample because I want to do my Mortal Kombat.
You have
Sound
actually
set.
sold them, not lost them, like the headphones you lost.
Yeah, I know. Andy's lost the headphones. Still not turned up.
He's back on
What?
this one again.
I'm only back on it, Andy, because you can't face the truth that you lost.
You can't handle the truth.
Handle the truth. So anyway,
I think we should move on. Yeah.
so insert jingle here.
Yeah.
Chronology. So Luke, what have you got for us this week?
We have one of my personal favourite
I'm getting
products
excited.
of all time, the KORG.
I knew it would be. I knew it would be. I had KORG down. Look, I'd written it down here. There we go. Right. Okay, I'm off. See you later. Bye.
Nice.
Go on.
It is the Monopoly.
Oh, it's
I
not
love
my one,
Monopoly.
but it's still a good one.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
love
one. this.
Monopoly.
Do not pass go.
You beat me to the
Straight
jaw
in.
there. Beat me to the jaw.
Some people, believe it or not, do think it's called the Monopoly, yeah. But it's not. It's the Monopoly or Mono/Poly.
Slash. Like we did. Luke, for those of you, obviously, you're not watching this video, Luke did the slash icon then with his
And then
hand.
Adam just did it, and I've done it as well. You can't help but do it, can you?
Slash.
It's addictive.
You're doing it now. If you're driving, be very careful. Safety
So
first.
the Monopoly is what we have. And any ideas when it was launched? What year?
No,
No.
honestly,
That's all right.
1987.
No, way before that. 1981.
Ah, my
And-
birth year. Good year.
What a year for synths it was.
Now, that was also the year, was it Empire Strikes Back was released?
1980.
Oh, I'm wrong then.
You're wrong again.
Oh, I'm just always wrong.
Do you want to start making notes for your apologies for the next
No,
episode?
Yeah, I will do. You crack on, Luke. I'll just
gonna
stay
check it
quiet.
now. He's
for a
gonna-
bit.
he's
No,
gonna
no,
crack
I'm
on.
not. I'm going
Oh.
to
He's going to look
carry
at
on.
something else.
I'm just going to put exciting things that happened in 1981 to give you a bit of.
Yeah, that would be good.
Let's take you back to that
Yeah.
time.
Andy was born.
But anyway, while he's doing that, the synths that were released in that year, obviously the Monopoly, also the Poly 6, which is another classic, which I'm actually probably going to talk about a little bit next week, next month even, I should say. It was released in 81. It was produced until 84. It was actually one of KORG's last fully analog synths. So that was around the sort of time KORG and also when the manufacturers were starting to then go either hybrid or down the digital route. Contemporaries of it, so the synths that were also launched in that year, I mean, it's just unbelievable what's on this list. So you've got things like the Roland Jupiter 8, probably one of the best synths ever made, the Roland TR-808 drum machine, Sequential Circuits Pro 1, the Yamaha CS70M, the Oberheim OBX-A, if anyone knows that one. It's the synth with that very famous sound on it from Van Halen Jump.
Yep.
So that's a really familiar sound to a lot of people.
I bet Pete owned all these.
He probably did, yeah. We should go and get him and describe them all, yeah. Also the PPG Wave 2, Moog had the Source, Rogue and Taurus 2, and the Elka Synthex also came out in this year. So it's just, again, like we said one of the other times on Kronology, around this period, companies were just banging out these synths just like nobody's business. And
it's weird because whenever we do these, I'm always amazed with what came out that year.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
We've done 3 now.
Yeah.
And every time it's this came out that,
Yeah.
this came out that, this came. But yet they all stand the test of time. I mean, certain ones obviously have fallen away, but like you've just said there with the Jupiter 8 and other things. That,
and the 808
exactly,
well,
of course. So they're still like mega years, aren't they, for these?
They are. And of course we had 2 great synths in that year. So the Monopoly, or the Monopoly as some people call it, and also the Poly 6. So just a little bit of detail about the Monopoly. I'm at it now. So it's got 44 keys, which is actually a weird number of keys. It's like 3.5 octaves. It had 4 VCOs giving 4-note polyphony, but the reason it was called Monopoly is because you could use it 4-note polyphony, or put it in another mode called unison share it, and then it became monophonic. So and it had this neat thing where you could actually cycle through the oscillators. So if you played the same note 4 times, it would actually, instead of just playing the same sound, it could be playing 4 different notes or 4 slightly detuned versions of the same note. So that was really an interesting kind of effect, especially when you use it with the arpeggiator.
Yeah.
You've got 3 waveforms in there. You've got a saw wave, a square wave with pulse width, and also a triangle wave, 2 envelope generators, one for the amp, one for the filter, and also 2 LFOs. You've got an arpeggiator, as I mentioned. The chord memory was a new feature on here. So, I mean, you can just play a single key and it'll play a chord for you. So, and we've used that on many keyboards since, as have many other manufacturers as well. By far the most signature characteristic with it was the synchro and cross modulation functions that could run dual or 4-way cascaded modulation routings. So that kind of created revolutionary and aggressive tonal effects. So it gave you a different kind of sound, more of a kind of spiky, kind of aggressive metallic kind of sound.
Yeah.
So under the hood, although the Monopoly and the Poly 6, they look quite similar, they don't have that much in common really, apart from the filter chip. So for example, the oscillators are completely different from the Poly 6, and they're KORG's own make as well. They made them themselves. So also the envelope generators on the Monopoly are KORG's own discrete designs, whereas in the Poly 6 they're based on different type of chip. The effects are also different as well. So they have a sync and cross modulation on the Monopoly, whereas on the Poly 6 you've got a kind of chorus ensemble, so they're different. So very different. Because looking back, people are saying, well, why did they make those two synths in the same year? Because they kind of look they look the same.
Yeah.
They sounded very different, but looking back, people think, well, this seems a bit strange to bring those out at the same time. That probably wouldn't happen now. But actually, they're really different synths. So so it was valid to bring them both. So what we did in 2007 is we reissued the Monopoly in the KORG Legacy Collection, of course, and the analog edition.
Tell you what was quite funny, just to jump in there.
Yeah.
Don't know if you saw it, Andy. I knew Luke were doing this product this month because he tweeted it, and he tweeted a picture of it saying like, "Oh, guess what? This is secret this week revealed on microKAST or whatever it was." And loads of people jumped on it, thinking that it was KORG were re-releasing it, and we're going, "Oh God, I hope it's got full-size keys." And he was like, "No, it's just Luke doing."
It started off a
Kronology.
whole revolution.
Luke went viral.
Yeah.
Overnight.
So yeah, just for the record, at the moment we have no plans to reissue the Monopoly, but we obviously
do we? No, we don't.
It would be cool though. People do ask for it a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It's a lot of people's favourite. It's one of my favourites as well. I love the Legacy Collection version, and there's also an actual Monopoly Reason rack extension plugin as well. So Reason, this piece of software, have actually done, well, we've done for them a kind of a rack extension, which is their version of a plugin in Reason. So we've done a proper KORG official version of the Monopoly for them as
Fantastic.
well. So again, it's another example of KORG sort of cross-pollinating with other brands and really, breaking down barriers, which some of the manufacturers don't do. So
Another reason to check it out.
absolutely, check it out. Yeah. Also, Loopmasters, very well-known sample company, have also sampled the Monopoly with our permission, and they've put it as part of their Synth DNA sample pack. So anyone who wants to get digital samples of it, you can check out Loopmasters. If you're a Reason user, you can use the rack extension plugin, or if you're just a computer user and you want to check out the Monopoly, you can download the Legacy plugin. So yeah, and it's just, you have to go and have a listen to. Just go to YouTube and just type it in. It just sounds awesome. So some notable artists who have used it in the past. I'll just read out the list. It's Hard Floor, Tangerine Dream, The Orb, 808 State, Juno Reactor, Megatron, Matt Haynes, Freddie Fresh, Chemical Brothers, Vince Clarke, Depeche Mode, Steve Hillier of Dubstar, Pascal Gabriel, Chromeo, The Orb, James Holden, and MGMT. So the list of that's just a few of them.
Yeah.
So again, just a few I've picked out.
Mega artists again.
So yeah, that is the Mono/Poly.
Mono slash with the action Poly.
Yeah.
So 1981. Do you want to know some historical facts
tell
about
us some.
1981?
that'd be
What
good.
happened in
See,
1981?
I've got a fact here as well, and I think, unless you've already found it, I think I've got the ultimate trump, because it kind of.
Well, I'm gonna start the ball rolling
Yeah, well,
with
please
a
do.
real cracker.
Okay.
The Spectrum ZX 81 was
It's
released.
good. It's good.
How can you
know,
top that?
It's
You're
very
not going
well.
to beat that. It was also the year Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of
came
the Lost
out.
Ark, yeah, that's good.
Evil Dead, American Werewolf in London,
Yep.
Clash of the Titans, Chariots of Fire. Going back to John Carpenter, Escape from New York,
Empire Strikes Back. Oh no, sorry. That was
Das Boot, Halloween 2. So I mean, Time Bandits. So it was also the
Time
year.
Bandits is really, is that old?
Yeah, 1981. It's also the year of the first London Marathon.
Wow.
It was the year.
Where was that held?
In Manchester. It was also the very first performance of Cats, the musical. It was also the year that Bucks Fizz won Eurovision with
Momentous.
Making Your Mind Up.
Yep. With the skirts coming off.
And also, it was the year that Only Fools and Horses was released, as well as Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Wow.
I still think I've still got one.
You probably have, but just one other thing. the most expensive footballer was sold this year, and it was Brian Robson from West Brom to Man United. And do you know how much they bought it for him?
It wasn't. It was about 1.5 million. Or
There
something.
we go.
Yeah.
Say what? I'm going home, Luke. He's just
He's
the man.
got it all, isn't he? Just
that
knows
right?
He's the
it all.
man. Of course, he's right.
Oh, sorry.
He's the man. So come on, Andy. What's your amazing
Okay, so
fact
I
about
think this is quite,
1981?
only because of something that came up earlier, completely randomly. One of the greatest films of all time for me, Back to the Future. The first ever DeLorean was actually built in 1981 and came off the production line in 1981.
That is good.
And do you know where they're
That is
built?
good.
I didn't know this. Northern Ireland. True story.
Wow,
Really?
Which
I didn't
also
know that.
brings us full circle for your impression that you said you might be later on, but
No,
it may not
I
happen.
don't think we can do
no,
that.
It's not happening. I can't do accents.
Okay.
Sorry. I just embarrass myself. So it's just...
Apart from Essex.
Yeah, lambskin. Send the boys round. It's unbelievable.
It's uncanny, the
Unbelievable.
realism of that.
But I love it when Andy tries to do it. He does it in a voice like lambskin. It's like Andy just doing your normal voice.
Lambskin.
I will do it in my normal voice. It goes lambskin.
Can you say? Yeah, I'm just good. Thank you.
Yeah.
It never gets old, that one. does it?
Superman 2.
You will always be referred to.
I'm just going to say words over the top of you now. Superman 2 came out.
Superman 2 is a good film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is good.
Yeah, one used to scare me. I don't know if it used to
Did
scare
it? Which
you.
bit?
Right, what
Where he
fi-
gets buried. Where
No,
she gets
no,
buried in the
bit at the
earthquake.
end. Is it the first one? Yeah, it's definitely the first one when the woman turns into a robot.
Oh yeah,
You
no, that's
remember?
Superman
That's the third
3.
one.
That's Superman 3.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
With Richard Pryor.
That is scary.
When he
though,
gets
you are
pulled
true.
in, she gets pulled
Yes.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, then it's
Superman
3.
3.
That's not.
Yeah.
in
That's where they're
1981.
playing a game that looks like it was made on the spectrum
Yeah.
to blow Superman and
And
missiles.
well,
Yeah.
going back to 1981, the guy when the Nazi guy gets melted at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
yeah,
used to
that's not
frighten
good,
me.
is
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But Superman 2, it has a different cut. I don't know if you've seen that. Richard Donner, who directed the first one, was supposed to direct the second one, but he got sacked for whatever reason, or they didn't want to use him anymore.
I reckon he took Superman's pants home. That's probably what it was.
Because it was supposed to be. Yeah,
We'd all do it. Come on, we'd all do it.
yeah,
I'd
who
do
wouldn't? Yeah. So he was supposed to be doing both films. So the first film and second film were kind of supposed to segue into each other, but they actually made them into two completely different films. So you can actually
did not
buy
know
the
that.
Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, which is a completely different film. So anyone's into the film, so you go and check it out. So that's actually quite
I didn't
interesting.
know that.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
There you go.
We'll write
Every
it down.
day is a school day.
It is.
With Luke the demigod. So chronology. What's next? Chronology.
Well, I've told you really. It's Poly 6. We are going to do the Poly 6.
We're going to do the
next.
point.
Yeah.
That's next time.
Yes.
Next time. So when Luke starts retweeting it, we're not.
We're not reissuing the Poly
reissuing
6.
it.
No.
Or are we?
6.
No, we're not.
Be amazing if we were,
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
but we're not. So,
But we'll
sorry.
save that until next time.
But yeah, so next month, check that out. So we're going to do the next one. We're going to do it early, aren't we? Because we were late with this one. And
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't
Bit
it?
of traction going on with people listening and joining in and sending us messages and tweets, and
Yeah,
we've let you down. It's been too long.
yeah.
Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Adam KORG UK. Andy is at Lambskin. Sorry, what's your
Andy KORG UK. Thank you very much. for
Andy KORG UK. Sorry, Andy, I will stop. And at Andy KORG UK and at KORG Luke
Yes, that's
for
me.
young Luke Edwards.
Yes.
So yeah, please send us tweets, send us things, talk to us. We like to listen. If you've any ideas about, because we have had a few things about various ideas and etc. things moving forward, but this month has been a ridiculously busy month with all the new products and all the shows that we've done. I mean, we're still at a show now, as I say. We're in solitary confinement. Sorry, at Seacroft Holiday Village, doing some PA4X demonstrating this week. We've talked about BPM that we've done. Andy's been in Lycra at the health and fitness, what was it? Fitness and leisure.
Leisure Industry
Week with
at the
Wonder
NEC.
Woman.
Gareth and his mankini.
Gareth in his mankini. We've also got Synthfest, so it's just been, I've moved house in amongst all this mayhem.
I
I've
don't know how
moved.
you've managed that.
Have
you actually been to your new house yet, though?
Yeah, I have.
Briefly.
Just a couple of nights,
Yeah.
Took a few things out of boxes, and then it's back out again. You know, so it's been
a mad month.
It's been an extremely busy month for us. So we're sorry that this podcast has not been out earlier. So we're going to make up for it because we're going to do the October podcast quite early.
We are, yes.
So so please send us things, tweet us, shout at us, tell us things we like to listen. And it's been a pleasure as always. Any final words, Andy? Anything you want to talk about?
No, I'd just like to if it could, maybe we could leave the lambskin thing from now on, because my feelings are starting to be damaged and my confidence just dropping through the floor.
We need that.
No, not at all.
We need
no,
that Romeo and Juliet music now. That's one soundboard we can have.
We can add that in there as well. I'd like to make noise on the next one. I think we should get the microKORG if we can. Actually get it plugged in and get Luke to play some noises. I think that'd be fun.
Can you play Super Mario?
I'll learn it for next time.
Tell you what, I'm sold on that one. Oh, I tell you what, have we seen any cool, random, weird videos on YouTube from the depths of YouTube yet? Have we? I noticed that the guy that I tweeted, if you remember, I said about the guy that did Zelda on an MS-20.
Yeah.
That's caught fire. Not the MS-20. That video has got loads of tweets now, and he's done loads of other ones. He's done all Zelda based, but he's done like the overworld theme, and he's done the dungeon theme, and it's great. So if there's any Zelda fans out there, check that out, because that's really cool.
I found one, I don't know if you seem to think I mentioned it last time, but I don't think I did. But anyway, that's a strange noise. Is that Pete?
That's Pete.
Yeah.
That's Pete in the shower.
He's not in the room to kick the chairs over.
I thought it was Andy doing some weird thing on his phone, going, "What's going on?"
Yeah, no.
I told you I wanted sound.
The sound effects are starting.
The sound, any sound,
any sound will do.
What's that? That's
the sound.
Pete's just found the tap. So
that's Pete putting his bow tie on and getting his glad rags on, putting on his bruts or whatever aftershave.
It'll be brute, won't it?
Yeah, of course he will.
Yeah,
and he'll be going out there and doing he's an amazing player.
Yeah,
I mean, you must check out Pete.
Yeah, because
he's gigged for a long time, and he's played for KORG for many a year. And the thing with Pete is he is a demonstrator, of course, but he does a lot on the tap again. He does.
They might even be able to hear that noise, but
we can hear a really loud tap. But he does things like he's created registration software for the PA4X. He helps out on the stands with the dealers selling, and a lot of the customers that buy the product he's known for many years, and they buy it because of him and what he does for KORG. So many thanks to Pete.
He's a great ambassador for us.
He's a phenomenal ambassador for KORG, and he gigs everywhere. He's out every night.
Yeah, he's just like non-stop.
And it's ridiculous. He does the south, he does the north. He's not centralised in any location. He literally goes wherever, and he always gives a fantastic performance. So we've got some jazz to listen to shortly, so that'd be quite cool. We'll go and cheer him on.
Yeah. So anyway, do you want to hear about my video?
Yeah.
Because
your video.
Your
video.
The one I found. Yeah, I tweeted a video about.
I'm sure he's mentioned this. I'm
going to mention it again because it's good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a Nintendo DS, and someone's recreated one of the tunes from the Sega Outrun game from the 80s.
Amazing.
I can't remember what tune it is. Are you finding it now?
No, I'm just looking for something else.
I've retweeted it anyway, so just look at my Twitter and you'll find it in my timeline. But it's just, and they've done it so well. It's just incredible.
It's weird. I don't know how they do. I mean, I watched this. I forget what it was now. There was a guy. It was something simple, and he was on that the DS game, and he was trying to do like, this is how you do the theme for Zelda or whatever, quickly. And it was like, do this, do that, do this, turn that to this, and he was like, really? Oh my god.
Mental.
It's like, they'd be like ridiculous, these people that play these products now.
What I loved about it though is it was a KORG M1 sort of program he used on the Nintendo DS, and he was doing a Sega theme on a Nintendo.
Yeah,
so it was like all of those three amazing kind of things combined with just that's what I really loved about it.
So I mean, the thing I was looking for then, Luke, was just what's out there download wise for KORG for the month. There's been a software update for NanoKey Studio, and they're brand new, version 1.07, so that's worth checking out. something that's pretty cool. The Volca Kick, microKORG S, and the ARP Odyssey manuals are out for download.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to really dive in and have a look at what these things can do, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, like
I
the
guess.
Volca Kick is a good thing to look at.
The
definitely.
manuals for all the new metronomes, so the golf one, the sync dancing one, the standard sync one, they're all out. So that's pretty cool. So they're all out this month. So that they're worth checking out. Have you seen any cool videos this month, Andy, on YouTube or anything?
No, but I'm still on the 1981 thing here. Sorry, I'm just looking through that.
We've moved on from that.
I know we have, but something that we missed out, which is really quite important. Lionel Richie, "Endless Love."
Wow,
Really?
tune.
What
Yeah.
a tune!
Yeah.
What a tune! The tide is high.
Kronos
Blondie.
user, by the way.
Yes, there we go.
I'll tell you something else I saw this week.
Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
Tune.
That's got to be one of ours, isn't it?
It's
Surely.
a guy that isn't my bag. Not gonna lie, but it was brilliant.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, you were telling me about another.
I said the other day, right? I managed to very luckily get given some tickets. We do Ireland, we cover Ireland, so me and Luke often go over to Ireland and see the dealers over there.
I stay at home.
Andy stays at home.
Yeah.
He's not allowed
Hold
out
down the
of
fort.
the south.
We need to have a road trip there, don't we?
Yeah, we
do
do.
a podcast out there or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And they have a world famous star, but in Ireland. You know what I mean? One of them people that is that famous that Irish people cannot believe we haven't heard of him.
But how can he be world famous?
That's
if no
what I
one
mean.
else
No,
outside of Ireland
but you know what I'm saying is we've got people here that we think, oh, they must be world
Oh, right,
famous,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not.
Yeah.
Because people from
Well,
wherever.
like Pete, for
Like,
example.
well, I don't know. Would Coronation Street stars be that? You think, God, these must
Yeah.
be world, but they're not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's similar. And
It's
he's
that sort of thing. Yeah.
and he's
yeah.
a guy, and he's called Nathan Carter. And basically, he's like, I don't want to put him into some kind of say he's always the Irish Robbie Williams or whatever, because he's not, because he's so unique. But he is massive. This guy is huge. He's a young guy. He's originally from Liverpool. He's got Irish parents. And basically, he is an artist, an Irish artist, and he's got a full band with him. And he's an accordion player, he's a piano player, and he is ridiculous. He's phenomenal. Now, he might not be everybody's cup of tea, but the reason why I knew about it is because one of our dealers over in Ireland said, you know, if ever you get the chance to see this guy, go and see him, because you'll see that this particular dealer helped us create all the Irish styles for the PA4X. And he said you'll see that why, because when you look at a lot of what is massive in Ireland at the minute is country and western. Now, not country and western hoedown barn dance type thing, but the more popular country and western pop style music. And he's very much that with an ethnic Irish twist. And I had a really, really good night. So that was really, really good. So if anybody ever has the chance just to check him out, who he is, you might think, oh, it's a bit cheesy, whatever. But as a showman and being live, he was phenomenal. So that's something that I've been up to. Carter, sorry, I forgot his name.
Nathan Carter.
Nathan Carter. So
And his band was really good as well.
His band, yeah. So he had he had a drummer, obviously. He had two guitarists. He had a fiddle player. He played the piano and the accordion. And there was a guy, the typical guy at the back that's got every instrument known to man strapped to him. So he played the organ, he played the keyboard, he played the sax, he played the Irish clarinet, he played the Irish flute, he played sax, did I say sax? But literally, he had all these instruments strapped to him, and they were just really, really good, really good. If you're into that kind of thing, you know, and you're seeing, and
well,
he's
if
out
you can,
there,
you want to just see some good musicianship. It sounds
well,
like a good
that's
gig to go
you know,
to.
it's not my style, it's not my kind of thing, but I love seeing people that good at what they do.
Yeah.
And the band and him, they were phenomenal, and they were really good. So it was well worth checking out. So that's Nathan Carter. That's something else I've been kind of up to. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Are we done?
I think we are.
Don't we need to go and watch some jazz?
Yeah,
We need to go and watch
jazz.
Pete do his thing.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everybody, for listening to episode 3 of the KORG and Samson microKAST podcast. What are we going to talk about next month? Have we got any sneaky little... Well, you've spoken about your chronology.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
What are we going to do next
With
month,
the jingle.
Andy? With the jingle.
Oh, the
That's
jingle.
a challenge, God.
Yes.
We're going to be doing it in like 2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
a real challenge.
That's fine. Give me half an hour. It's done.
a jingle for
and he's owned that
maybe it
one,
could be
so
like
that's good.
KORG lambskin.
Yeah, he's still there.
Sorry, but you really hurt my feelings taking the mick out of my Blackburnian voice in the first podcast.
It's not just yours; it's all of them.
There's a few listeners gone.
Just the other end of the table. They've all got-
dropping like flies. So that's it for next month. So thank you very much, and once again, take care, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.